Have you ever wondered where on earth do I start with this tech thing? Or perhaps you have tried your hands on coding and you later realize, this is not for me. Well, even with a whole lot of information out there, it can really get confusing on what exactly to start with in tech. In this video, I'll be sharing with you everything you need to know to begin a career in tech. Hi there, welcome back to Tech Bites. If this is your first time, please do subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you get notified every time we release new videos, and please share as well, let other people benefit from this. In this video, I'll be sharing from my experience of close to 10 years, various roles and career paths that you can have in the tech industry. The tech industry is wide, with various aspects to it and possible career paths, coupled with the ever-changing and evolving landscape of the industry. This in itself has posed quite a lot of challenges to people who are thinking of taking a shot at tech, not knowing where exactly to start from. I've got over 10 years experience in the industry, and I'll be sharing with you everything that you need to know, giving you a bird's eye view of what the tech industry looks like. And at the end of this video, you will be able to decide where you fit in this ever-evolving industry. Let's get right to it, shall we? When you walk into a grocery store or a supermarket, pick an item off the shelf. Say, for example, a fruit juice, a can of soda, whatever it is that you like. Have you ever thought about what it took for that product to get to the supermarket? The same goes for a digital product. There's a lot of processes that a digital product goes through before it becomes ready. Now, you also probably have a favorite app, Android store, the Apple store, or even a web app that you regularly use, a product you use regularly, and might even be a video game that you like to play. These are different forms of digital products, and for every digital product there's also various processes it needs to undergo before it becomes ready for you to use. Starting from an idea, every digital product goes through three main stages. Number one, the pre-development stage. Number two, the development stage, where the product is actually built. Number three, the post-development stage, where the product is released into the market. Now, in the pre-development stage, it usually starts with an idea to solve a particular problem or to automate something that is existing, whatever it is. It can be an idea to start a business, tech startup, or it can be an idea from within an organization. It can also be an idea from a client or somebody who wants to build something that solves a problem. Listen, the main thing is it starts with an idea, and the idea must be solving a problem. So once an idea is conceived, it must be communicated to someone we call a product manager. The product manager is the person who will then translate the ideas into a product requirement document, PRD. It is this PRD that forms the basis of the product, what the product is all about. The PRD contains details about the product, and it is developed by various interactions, multiple interactions with the product owner, idea owner. Sometimes before the PRD gets to be developed, user research needs to be conducted, and this is led by the lead user researcher. This person is responsible for conducting the various research that has been approved by the product owners. Sometimes research is needed in order to determine what the actual user needs are, and this is reflected in the PRD. Once the user research is done, results from the research is also given to a data analyst who analyzes this information and presents it to the product manager, so as also to reflect in the product requirements document. Once the user research is over and the results are now reflected in the PRD, the product manager seeks the approval of the product owners to go ahead. And once that has been granted, the product manager seeks the help of the lead developer to prepare the technical requirements parts of the PRD. Now, depending on the scope of this product, the lead developer will put together a team of developers having different expertise and even skill level. It is after that the technical requirements are then determined, and once that is done and approved, then the PRD is ready to be used by every other person in the life cycle of that product, and that will now lead us into the next phase, which is the development phase. In the development phase, the lead developer is responsible for the development process and the development team. Now, the development team is made up of people or individuals that have varying skill and expertise, and it's determined by the scope and type of product that is to be built. On the development team, there could be UI UX designers, front-end engineers, back-end engineers, database administrators, cybersecurity experts, mobile app developers, game developers, 3D animator, graphic and motion graphics designers. You can also have robotics engineers, depending on the needs and the scope of the product. In subsequent videos, I'm going to be going in depth into what it takes to function in each of these roles. And if you would like to catch these videos, you can subscribe, turn on the notifications so that you get notified once these videos are released. You can also join our Telegram channel and our WhatsApp channel to find resources that can help you to understand each of these roles better. The actual development time can vary depending on the expertise of the people working on the project and the type of the project. Some products take months, while some take years to complete. This is all dependent on the product type. The various interactions within the product development is managed by the lead developer with the help of the product manager. That product manager is the overall lead that is responsible for the entire project, but the lead developer will report to the product manager on progress of the development. Usually within the development stage, there could be various milestones based on the timeline of the project, and those milestones might require engagement with the user research group. So depending on how far you have gone in the product, you might want some users to test how well you're doing even before the product becomes ready. These are all determined by the collaboration between the lead developer and the product manager with the lead user researcher. Also, in the development stage, there's what we call the testing phase as well. This will be reached when the product is considered to have the minimum viable product, MVP, and then the user groups can be brought in to test the product in the different phases. For an in-depth coverage of what happens in the development phase, watch out for another video on that. After the development phase, the final test has been done. There's always usually a user acceptance test, the UAT. This is the test that is done to ensure that the product has met the design or the product requirement specifications. And once that has been done and passed, then the product can then be pushed out into the next phase or to the users. In the post-development stage, there are two major things that happen. The first is what we call the continuous integration and continuous delivery, which is called the CI/CD. Now, every digital product needs to be updated, and the reason for updates can either be for security patches, for fixing bugs that users have identified during the use of the product, or for making improvements to the product. Whatever the reasons are, this is a very important stage. Usually, when the product is in development, it is important that whatever updates are done do not break the existing and the current products. There are certain skill and expertise or rules that come into play majorly when in this phase. And one of such is the DevOps engineering. DevOps engineering or DevOps engineer is responsible for ensuring that the product goes through a smooth deployment flow such that the new updates or security patches that have been introduced into the product do not affect the product negatively. There's also cloud engineering and of course the individuals that would actually make the changes to the product, the developers, so this is a very critical role for every product, and phase for every product, And these are some of the roles that come out, very strong in ensuring that this phase goes on well. And we want to know that this is continuous, like the name implies. Except the product gets out of market, there will constantly be need to update and to upgrade. For an in-depth look into DevOps engineering, subsequent videos will cover that as well. Now, the second thing that happens in the post-development phase is product marketing. Most times, this phase is usually not highlighted when most people talk about tech, but it is part of the tech process. Without users getting to know and use the product is nothing. So this product marketing phase, these are the people that are responsible for putting the product in the hands of these users. And they do not just come in even in this phase. They are also most likely going to be part of the development stage or even the pre-development stage. At that pre-development stage, they begin to engage and come up with strategies for user adoption. Now, in this phase, for the post-development phase, we have different roles that can come into play here. We have the graphic designers, we have the brand strategists, we have the product marketers. We could have motion graphics engineer to come up with video content that will push the product. Now, the idea of product marketing is that your product reaches your audience as much as possible. So everything that is needed to get the product out to the users, this is where it happens. And you can also put in, influencers, can actually also get the products, content creators. So if you want to be part of the tech space, you can start building your content creator platform, because you know that someone who has good products will one day come to you. So that's also an area that you can learn into content creation. The second part of this stage is the product marketing stage. Sometimes this is done in the pre-development stage as well. Now, here are some of the things that happen in product marketing. First is market research, and just like the user group research, the market research can be part of that as well at that pre-development stage. There's also, building of personas, trying to understand who the type of users are. There's also branding and messaging. You want to be able to present your product to appeal to people that will use it. There's also the pricing of the product as well. There's also understanding the market. So a lot goes into product marketing, and they necessarily do not have to wait till the post-development stage for them to start. Most of the foundation is done even in the pre-development stages. But for some of the technical roles that are involved in this phase, graphic designers, motion graphic designers as well. We can have 3D animators, different roles. We can even have content creators as well that product marketers usually leverage on to get the products to their market. So this is generally, the stages where the product goes through for getting out to you or getting to the final consumers. And I hope that this video has given you a bird's view of where you can function in this tech pipeline or in the product development pipeline of the tech industry. And subsequent videos will go in depth into each of these areas. So this is the best time to subscribe, turn on the notification so that you don't miss out on those videos, and I'll catch you in the next one.